Okay, here we have another example here. 5x squared plus 12x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now in this case, what we need to figure out is again the factors of this quadratic trinomial. Again, let's go ahead and then fill the top corner. We don't need anything in here. Notice that the leading coefficient is not 1, so it's going to be a little tricky, so let's not forget that one. The term in the center of the tic-tac-toe or the box method is going to be the leading term, which is 5x squared. So I'm going to go ahead and then write that one down. And the bottom corner is going to be always the constant term, which is 4. Now, we're looking for the product. The product is going to be the product of the leading term and the constant, which in this case is 4 times whatever this one was, which is 5. So 4 times 5 would be, we're looking for 20. So we're looking for the factors of 20, which are 1 and 20, and 2 and 10, 4 and 5. We also have the negative 1 and negative 20, negative 2 and negative 10. If we multiply them, negative 4 and negative 5. We know that the negatives are not necessary in this case, because when I add the two numbers, they should add up to 12. So our sum is going to be 12. Out of this, which of them add up to 12? 1 plus 20, 21, 2 plus 10. Here we go. We got our numbers, 2 and 10. So we're going to write 2x and 10x in these two columns. Doesn't matter where I write 2x and where 10x. No. So let's go ahead and then do, since we have 5 here, I'm going to go ahead and then do 10 there and then 2x there. Now, what is the greatest common factor of 2 and 4? Well, we have 2, so I'm going to go ahead and then write 2 right up here. Right? 2 times what gives me 4? 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Okay? Now that once we have these two numbers, then we can fill up these two numbers. How do we figure it out? Well, 2 times something gives me 10x. So this one would be 5x, because 5 times 2 is going to be 10. And then the x, and then the last one is going to be this one, which is 2 times something gives me 2x, and the only thing left is x. X times 5x, we get 5x squared, x times 2, 2x. So this changes it, and then our final answer will be 5x plus 2 times x minus 2, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now what makes this one 0? Let's go ahead and then figure out that quick. X equals negative 2, and then the same thing here. We want 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. We take away negative 2 from both sides. We have 5x equals negative 2, and then we divide by 5. We get x equals negative 2 over 5. Now there's a quick trick right here to find negative 2 over 5 when we have a different leading term than 1. We look for the opposite of this number and we divide it by that. So in this case, what is the opposite of positive 2? It would be negative 2, and then we divide it by 5, which is negative 2 over 5. So this completes this problem. Now let's try a very similar problem, except we do have some negatives here. Okay, so again, the first thing that we need to do is fill out this box, and then the center of the tic-tac-toe is going to be the leading term, which is negative 3x squared, and then the bottom number is going to be always this one, 5. Now our product is the product of the leading term and then the constant, which is negative 3x and then positive 5. Negative 3 times positive 5 is going to be negative 15. So what are the factors of negative 15? Well, in this case, when we multiply two things, we get a negative number, then one of them must be negative. So let's start with negative 1 and 15, and the other ones are going to be negative 3 and 5, or it could be the other way around, which is 1 and negative 15, or 3 and negative 5. Now out of these, which one of them adds up to positive 2? Well, negative 1 plus 15 is 14, so that is out. What about negative 3 plus 2? Yeah, negative 3 plus 2 would be negative 3 plus 5 would be 2. So our two numbers are going to be negative 3 and 5. When we have one negative, one positive, then we can actually write this one up here. We're going to replace it with negative 3x and positive 5x. Which one were it doesn't matter, but since I have 5 there. Okay, so what we need to do right here is find out the factors of 5 and the greatest common factors of 5 and 5x, and that would be 5, so we write 5 right up here. And then 5 times what gives me 5? Well, this has to be 1. Now once we figure out this one, then what goes right up here? Well, 1 times something gives me negative 3x, and then it has to be a negative 3x. Now that we have negative 3x right here, 5 times what gives me 5x? In this case, x. You can check it out and then it will make all sense. This one is going to be x plus 1 times x 3. This is going to be negative 3x. After that one, you gotta do negative 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. So what makes this one 0? We can go ahead and then find the value of x, which is 1, negative 1, and then in this case it's going to be that technique that we just learned. The opposite of 5 is negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 3 would be positive 5 over 3. Or we can just go ahead and then do negative 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. Take away 5 from both sides, and then again negative 3x is equal to negative 5. You divide by negative 3, x equals 5 over 3. So this is how we factor quadratic trinomials and finding the roots. Remember, this is just one method, the box method. At this point it might be relatively easier, but there is another technique, sum and product, and we're gonna look at that in the next video. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. If you guys have any question, let me know.